Hello everybody, hope you are doing really well. Today we are in Falking in Sussex and I've got a really amazing treat for you, as you've probably sort of seen. We are at a firing range, an abandoned firing range, and it is pretty damn special, to be honest with you. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it on the other side. Bye for now. Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying along with me. We've got a really good treat today actually, and it's something that, you know, through a bit of research and a bit of time, obviously you normally get your rewards from doing this. Now, there are a lot of shooting ranges, abandoned ones, across the South Downs, and I'm sure at some point we'll probably eventually go through them. If you're familiar with my channel, and when I say familiar, if you've been really familiar with my channel, you'll know that actually firing ranges aren't unusual to this channel actually. We sort of covered two actually, one in Dover with IKS, which was part of a bigger complex, again depending on how familiar you are with all that, and then we've also done one in Shoreham in Kent, which is fantastic, that because the condition of that. So when we're talking about condition, this one here at Falking is roughly in the middle. There's a couple that are really bad condition. This one's probably about middling condition. So what we're looking at, the distance would have been about, they reckon, about 1,000 yards as in terms of how the furthest length of the shooting that would have taken place beyond us. And obviously what we're looking at now is we're looking at the rifle butts, or the butts, the target butts. The idea was that the mechanism would have obviously been mechanised like a bicycle wheel in a strange way, and it would have loaded up the butt and it would have flashed over its target, obviously in preparation for shooting. The other thing that you'll probably note as well is obviously what's really great is that the concrete bunker still survives, which is obviously where people would have taken cover once the targets were up in position, obviously because you don't want to get shot by them, do you? But the range is around about, its furthest range is about 1,000 yards, and it directs down to the hill and then it points up into the downs themselves. Like I said, we're in Falking. The only other bit of history that we can note is obviously we can see it through the old maps of obviously the rifle range itself. But what we can also note by this as well, which is really interesting, is that the historical dating to this, they know actually, from what I've seen, it was labelled as it actually being World War II, but it's quite possible, due to other rifle ranges within the area, this could have dated even earlier. In fact, some of the earlier ones date to the sort of Edwardian Victorian time. So basically the sort of late 1800s, early 1900s. But we know that this one definitely was used during World War II as part of a shooting range. But it could have probably, or most likely, been dated a little bit earlier than that anyway. So it's really important to sort of note that in its historical context. Anyway, let's just take a nice little look and see what we can find, just a little bit more detail. Come on. So yeah, look, this is it. The pulley system with the butts, the mechanical nature of it as well. Look at this still, believe that, look, that even though it's not operating anything, it's kind of crazy that it still works. And then in front of us is concrete bunker, which we'll take a look at inside in a minute. Is now being protected via bats, so yeah, want to keep it as intact as possible. And then what they've done is they've basically restored the roof of this, but yet it looks like they've kept the original fixtures for the framing, apart from obviously they've put the new tin over the top. And you can imagine, like I said, these rifle butts targets would have flipped up like this and then would have been shot from over here. Beautiful. Incredible, really. Really great piece of history. If we walk across the top, it's amazing that this still survives, but obviously we know that this has been used for bat habitation as well now, so it's important to preserve that, obviously for the sake of wildlife as well. And it's just a wonderful piece of abandoned history. Like I said, there are a few rifle ranges all across Sussex, abandoned ones, in their own historical different variations of themselves. But it's important to note that this one here at Falkings, probably one of the lesser known ones, I'd say. There is another one, I won't give away the location, but there's one actually not too far away from here that, I mean, I've tried looking for it, I won't say where, but unfortunately I think it's been lost to time and weather. But yeah, that's not too far away from here as well. I won't say that one, just in case I ever get the chance to come back and actually see that again. But yeah, here we are, Falkings Abandoned Rifle Range. And then again, looking down, look, me being a human target. Brilliant. So everybody, obviously we can't go in because it's loads of bats. So we're trying to be as respectful as possible. But this is the concrete bunker, or actually the brick bunker really, where they would have been sat in as they were alone. And so basically, obviously, as the shots are being fired, you take shelter in this bunker. But as you can see, there's loads and loads of little bat shelters, so we've got to show as much respect as possible. And yeah, obviously it's sealed up anyway, the door. I'm sure you could, you know, it's quite okay just to film from this bit. I really hope nobody's ever tried to sort of like attempt to get in here when it's been locked, because that's totally disrespectful. But you can see for itself, it's just a empty sort of square bunker, really. Brilliant. Well everybody, look, as we're looking back, believe it or not, Finger of Doom, that is our rifle range. Extremely well hidden. You have to almost sort of go through a certain direction to actually see that. It's such a pleasure to actually record this one because, like I said, there are a few around here. I'm not gonna sort of like, you know, try and hide anything from anybody. There are a few rifle ranges here, and maybe people out there who have been watching this channel might have actually explored this one or explored similar rifle ranges around it. Like I said, this will be my, well, I'll say as of recording this, this will be one of many, because I am going to slowly tick them off, so depending on what order. But yeah, I mean, we've done a few, let's just sort of say that on this channel, and hopefully you've really enjoyed that. Anyway, look, in the immortal words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with me. The wind's starting to pick up, as you can probably hear. Take care everybody. Feel free to spread the word channel. Much love to all of you out there. Kapow!